Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to Ashland 2 Night News. Today is Thursday, November 6th, and here's a look at your top stories.
Food waste isn't a problem for this campus. Find out what AU is doing to cut down on its food costs. Archway Cookie Factory is in yet another legal case, and some say fraud played a huge part in its sudden closing. Hear the whole story when we return.
Has the decline in the economy had an effect on AU? And whose job is on the line? Stay tuned to hear answers to AU's budget deficit when we return. And just in case you missed it, we'll be telling you the winners of Ashland County levies and issues. You don't want to miss this, so stay tuned. I'm Brittany Lee.
And I'm Giselle Eptigraph. It's all coming up next, only on Ashland 2 Night News. Joining us. Convo has been feeding more than just college students. AU has introduced Piggylicious, a new program in which the kitchen wastes are sent to local hog farmers to use as feed. Every night, pails are filled with non-meat scraps and taken home by employees who use the scraps on their own hog farms. This has helped AU cut food costs by 50%, and this food waste method is much better for the pigs' weight gain. This reduction of waste may even allow dining services to eliminate one of its dumpsters.
Ashland University Choirs held their annual fall concert this past Sunday, November 2nd. The program began at 4 p.m. in the Jack and Deb Miller Chapel and was free and open to the public. The concert was titled Choral Anniversaries and showcased all of AU's choirs, including the Ashland Area Chorus, the Ashland University Choir, as well as the Women's Chorus. Most of the pieces on the program were written by composers whose 50th and 100th birthday and/or death dates are being celebrated during 2008 and 2009. The concert ended with a performance from senior Beth Weary singing the soprano piece in the Benedictus. AU's choirs are currently under the direction of Dr. Roland Blackley and Stephanie Sikora.
The AU Department of Music presents a faculty recital by Dr. Scott Garlock, Associate Professor of Music and Director of Jazz Bands. Titled The Co-Conspirators Concert, this performance will include students as well. Senior recitals will take place November 18th at 2 p.m. in the Elizabeth Pastor Recital Hall in A&H. Featured will be Laura Mon on flute and Colleen Fielding, a soprano singer. All performances are free and open to the public.
The Ashland University Academic Honors Program hosted a lecture on autism that took place this past Monday, November 3rd. The event was held at 7 p.m. in the Ronk Lecture Hall of the Shar Education Building and was free and open to the public. The lecture featured Regional Director for the East Coast of the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network, Paula Durbin-Westby. Durbin-Westby discussed issues of autism as it is presented in mainstream cultures. The lecture was titled Autism, Literature, and Popular Culture, The Curious Coincidence of Autism Metaphor Across Diverse Genres. Durbin-Westby graduated from the University of Maryland with a degree in English Literature and also received a degree in organ performance from the University of Richmond. She is currently self-employed indexer and serves as a church choir director and organist.
AU is developing a collaborative plan to cut costs in the face of a $3 million deficit. The forecast deficit is 2.5% of AU's $115 million budget. According to President Finks, no faculty positions will be cut, but there is a possibility of cutting the majors that only have a few students. Reasons for the deficit include issues with the stock market and the national economy. There have also been a decrease in enrollment and increase in cost of utilities, which does not add up. Meetings have been held in various departments in order to discuss solutions to this plan. Still to come, find out what one AU student feels about our new president and his opinion on what this election means to America. One lucky Ashland High School graduate has something to be happy about. Find out what this lucky girl is celebrating when we return.
From town to town, you can hear me moan, a mournful cry. I am so alone. And when the darkness falls,
What do a store owner, a mother of two, and an honor student have in common? They've all recovered from a mental health problem, and they're all part of our lives. Mental health problems are surprisingly common. They affect almost every family in America, maybe even yours. Get the facts about mental health. Call 1-800-789-2647 because mental health is part of all our lives.
No matter what type of home renovation you're planning, put this at the top of your to-do list. Make sure your family is up to date on the tetanus vaccine, because after 10 years, none of you are protected against tetanus and another potentially fatal disease, diphtheria. A minor injury, such as a cut or a scrape, can put you at risk for a tetanus infection. And while safety gear offers some protection, an up-to-date vaccination called the TD booster is your best insurance against tetanus. If it's been more than 10 years since your last booster, then it's not just your house that's out of date, it's you. If it's been 10, do it again. Talk to your healthcare provider to find out if it's time for a TD booster or visit nfid.org.
The AU cheerleaders and Eagle Elite dance team will be practicing hard to get ready for their big performance next week. The girls will be traveling to Cleveland next Thursday, November 13th, to perform at the Cleveland Cavaliers halftime when they take on the Denver Nuggets at the Quicken Loans Arena. They had to submit a video of their 6-minute routine in order for the squads to be chosen to perform at the game. The squads consist of 24 cheerleaders and 13 dance team members. They will dance in a routine titled Rocking Through the Ages. The performance is set to include a variety of dance moves and aerobatics. The AU dance team and cheerleading squads are coached by Vicki Weirick. Weirick is the executive assistant to the vice president for marketing and enrollment management and the director of admissions.
An Ashland High School graduate was recently awarded first prize in the National Technology in Motion contest sponsored by Sony. Kat Green's film, Contact, showed a community of the future in which communication is limited to technology and human contact ceases to exist. Wow! Green said it was a satire of today's technology-influenced world. The grand prize, which was $30,000 worth of Sony equipment, went to the high school's video production department.
3 AU students traveled to the University of Cincinnati on Saturday to compete in a regional computer programming event. This event is part of the 33rd ACM International Collegiate Programming Contest, which is sponsored by IBM. The team was coached by Assistant Professor of Computer Science, Dr. Boris Kirkes. Team members included junior Kim Hull, junior Cameron Perry, and Ashland High School post-secondary student John Bentley. The program allowed students from across the country to sharpen their computer programming skills. The winners of the competition received awards, scholarships, and prizes. The winning team will also be awarded the World's Smartest Trophy, which will be awarded on April 18th through the 22nd in Stockholm, Sweden.
The Archway cookie dilemma continues with its 30 largest creditors filing more objections to the planned fast-track asset sales. Attorneys argued that owners should be required to reveal financial information to creditors before the proposed sales date, not after. It was also stated that Archway's request is inappropriate because creditors believe fraud may have played a huge role in the company's failure. The Ashland Chamber of Commerce is now trying to find a buyer for the plant so people can return to work. The plant's closing cost the area 278 jobs.
Ashland University is taking steps to become a green, economic-friendly campus. Top Recycling Challenge participants from the 2007-2008 academic year were awarded plaques for their outstanding work. These plaques will be hung on display in their building. Coming in at the top spot for the recycling the most recyclables in pounds per person for the academic building was the Cates Family and Consumer Science Center. Cates FCS Center recycled 1,372 pounds of material, which included 930 pounds of paper. Congratulations to the Cates Center. The Student Senior Apartment Complex also received an award for collecting the most items out of all the residential dorm buildings. The senior apartments collected a grand total of 142 pounds of material during the week of March 31st, 2008. Recycling challenges occur bi-weekly as competitions between the buildings on campus. The building that recycles the most pounds per person will receive a prize for the challenge for this academic year are currently underway. We have had fun weather these past few days. Let's see if it's here to stay. We'll find out the weather updates with Leland Gottlieb coming up next, only on Ashland Tonight News. We'll be right back.
Every day, someone is being bullied, and every day, someone else is a bully. It can happen anywhere at any time, and it has become one of your child's greatest fears. There is no profile of a bully. Bullies come in all shapes and sizes, and so do the people they bully. Having a daily conversation with your child and staying in touch may be the key to bully prevention. Find out how you can help by calling for free information. Make time to listen, take time to talk about bullying.
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many. But what if you've had just one too many? Buzz driving is drunk driving.
We have seen the faces of suffering in Sudan, in Darfur. Hundreds of thousands killed. More than 2 million people torn from their homes. Exiles in their own country. Forced into camps of hunger and isolation. But we have seen the strength of a mother's hands. We have seen the hope in a child's face. Catholic Relief Services is on the ground, in the camps, providing the basics of life: food, water, shelter. The need is urgent. The choice we face is simple. Watch as another chapter of tragedy is added to human history, or act now to stop the dying and keep alive the promise of a better future. Millions of Sudanese still wait for their stories to end with hope. That hope begins with you. Find out how you can help at helpcrs.org/Darfur.
Welcome back to Ashland Tonight News. I am Leland, the weatherman Gottlieb, bringing you, yes, Ashland's weather. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed this past week of warm weather because it's all going to come to a quick, sudden end tomorrow. As we take a look at this surface map, we can see a powerful low-pressure system affiliated with a cold front. Ahead of it, we have this warm front pushing up this southerly air, and we have seen temperatures in the 70s today. However, behind this low-pressure system, we are even seeing some snow showers, so this means business, folks. Let's take a look at the thunderstorm outlook for the next 24 hours. We can see that there are going to be thunderstorms all along the Midwestern states. However, there may be some severe thunderstorms down to the south, which aren't posted here. I don't see this moving into our direction because the air is just not unstable enough. It has to be very warm for this to occur. However, the temperatures will be pretty cool in the morning hours when this front will come in. So we'll be just left with some rain showers and maybe a thunder roll here or there. Now let's take a look at those temperatures around the region and see just how warm it is outside right now. Sitting at 67 in Cleveland and down in Columbus, 72 degrees. Here in Ashland, we're sitting at 70 degrees. So get out, play some soccer in the quad, or get out and play some sports and enjoy it because it's all going to come to an end. Let's take a look at that all-important 3-day forecast and see what's going to happen. And it's not that important. We have temperatures dropping for the next 3 days down into the 40s by Sunday, and we may even see some snow showers. Snow showers. That's all I have for weather. Here's Greg with sports.
Thanks, Lee. I'm Greg Smith. Now it's time to get a look at your Ashland University sports. On Saturday, the Eagle football team traveled to Indianapolis, Indiana to do battle with the Greyhounds of Indianapolis. The Eagles got off to a slow start, trailing by 11 at 2 different points in the first half, but the Eagles were able to climb back and take a 20-17 lead into the locker room. The Greyhounds wouldn't let up, however, and took a 37-36 lead with just over 3 minutes remaining in the game. But under the direction of quarterback Billy Cundiff, the Eagles marched down the field and Nick Belanco scored on a 25-yard touchdown pass with just over 1 minute remaining to give the lead back to the Eagles. Eagles. Senior defensive back Pat Kerr and then picked off the Greyhounds quarterback Lance Lasker on the goal line to preserve the win. Quarterback Billy Cundiff had yet another great performance, finishing Saturday 35 of 45 for 418 yards and 4 touchdowns. Wide receiver Nick Malenko had 9 catches for 165 yards and 2 touchdowns. True freshman running back Damaris McCoy also had a solid game, rushing for 60 yards on 16 carries and 1 touchdown. The AU defense played well on Saturday. They were led by freshman Chris Harvey with 13 total tackles and linebacker Tom Brenner, who had 11. The Eagles travel home this Saturday to face off against the Oilers of Findlay. With a win, the Eagles will likely lock their second straight season with a berth in the NCAA Division II playoffs. The men's soccer team finished out their regular season on Friday with a 1-1 tie versus Davison Elkins. The men's finished their regular season with an impressive record of 15-2-2. They now host the GLIAC Championships, which will begin today at the Ashland Community Soccer Stadium. The women's soccer team also finished up their regular season this past week in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan against the Wildcats of Northern Michigan. The Lady Eagles fell 2-0 and finished their season with an overall record of 7-13. The Ashland volleyball team hit the road this past week to face off against some tough GLIAC competition. The Lady Eagles fell 3-0 to both Northwood and Wayne State, but followed with a 3-0 win over the Dragons of Tiffin. The Lady Eagles finished their regular season with a 14-13 overall record and will start play in the conference championships on November 12th. The AU men and women's swim team traveled to Indianapolis as well this past week to take part in a quad meet with Truman State, Wayne State, and Indianapolis. The men went on to sweep the weekend meet while the women fell to all 3 opponents. They now travel back home to face Grand Valley State this Saturday. And finally, the AU women's basketball team got their exhibition season underway when they traveled to Youngstown, and there they knocked off the Penguins of Youngstown State 79-70. That's all we have for yet another busy week in Ashland sports. Be sure to head out to all the Ashland University sporting events this upcoming week. But if you can't make it to the game, come check it out back here on TV2. That's all we have for AU Sports. Victoria is up next with your health report. Stay tuned.
These are poor coal mining communities where there's no jobs and no health care. Last year we had 7,000 people, so we know it's needed. Instead of being stationary in one clinic, we bring this clinic to 8 communities. People appreciate so much that we're able to be there with them in a moment of crisis. And that is a gift which keeps me on the road and keeps me going.
Have you saved a life today?
I took 2 flood victims to a shelter.
I donated a day's pay to help a family that lost everything in a fire.
Have you saved a life today?
I teach a class in infant CPR.
I donated a pint of blood.
Have you saved a life today?
No. But today somebody saved mine.
The American Red Cross. Together, we can save a life.
There are heroes.
My dad fixed things for everyone.
Whose names we never hear, reaching out to help their fellow man.
And me?
There are dreamers.
Well, I just held the light.
Who are making dreams come true, taking time to teach the children there's nothing they can't do. All it takes is a point of light.
Over the years, we fixed things for friends we knew, and some we didn't. He was teaching me more than just how to fix things.
And you try to make it right.
Teaching by example.
You will be
Pass it on.
a point of light.
A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Victoria Venata with your weekly dose of health. A new study found that women have a greater amount of bacteria on their hands than men do, but both men and women have more types of bacteria on their hands than researchers expected to find. It was suggested that the difference in the number of bacteria had to do with men generally having more acidic skin than women. Other possibilities include differences in sweat and oil gland production between men and women, the frequency of moisturizer, skin thickness, and hormone production. The samples were taken from the palms of 51 college students, and the samples were tested using a new, highly detailed system for detecting bacteria DNA. 4,742 species of bacteria were identified overall, only 5 of which were on every hand, and the average hand contained 150 species of bacteria. Researchers hope to repeat the experiment in other countries where different hands are assigned specific tasks. A quick tip to help protect yourself is to wash your hands frequently. Parents worry that Halloween means trouble for their children's teeth. But dentists say parents can take simple steps to promote children's dental hygiene without taking away all the fun of collecting candy. Some parents may be tempted to space out their children's candy, but dentists advise the exact opposite. When it comes to teeth, it's better to eat a lot of candy at once than to space out the consumption over time. Basically, the fewer episodes of candy eating, the better. Dentists also say more fluid, easily dissolvable candies, such as chocolate, are better for children's teeth than sticky treats. Gummy worms and caramel stick to teeth, continuously providing sugar to bacteria that causes cavities. Parents should start thinking about their children's dental hygiene from age 1. Regular dental checkups should also be scheduled. That's all for your health report. Now let's toss it to Kelsey over with entertainment.
Thank you, Victoria. In recent Hollywood drama, Carrie Underwood and Jessica Simpson were said to be feuding. Carrie made a comment about Jessica accusing her of still calling her ex-boyfriend, which is Carrie's present boyfriend, Tony Romo. Even though Tony is Jessica's ex, what is up with this? Well, Jessica claims that she doesn't call Tony at all, but his phone call log proves that to be false. Nonetheless, Jessica got mad at Carrie for accusing her of calling him, and Underwood wants everyone to know that she didn't mean any harm by that comment and apologized to Simpson, and now all is well. And for all of you High School Musical fans out there, you will be happy to know that High School Musical 3 was the #1 movie this weekend. So make sure you go out and catch that Wildcats graduate. In other LA news, Deanna Pappas, the most recent Bachelorette, called off her engagement to finalist Jesse Syntax, the professional snowboarder. She stated, "I love you, but I am not in love with you." It was a shock to Jesse. Well, it was very unexpected after all the wedding plans were made. After Pappas was not chosen from the last Bachelor, she felt like she had crushed him. But Deanna believes it was necessary for her life. She just wasn't ready to settle down. Well, I guess she wasn't ready to give up being a Bachelorette just yet. In upsetting and shocking news, Jennifer Hudson's nephew was finally found shot Monday morning in the back of a white SUV after the Amber Alert issued Friday when they had earlier found Hudson's mother and brother shot at their home. It was not a stranger that is suspected to have murdered the family, but someone who was close to them. This was assumed by the way they were killed. The autopsies and further investigations are being conducted to catch the killer. Our prayers go out to the Hudson family. That's it for this week in entertainment. I'm Kelsey Miller, and you're watching Ashland Tonight News, and we'll be back right after this break.
You ask. Dad? Dad? Will you please play ball with us?
No, not right now, son. I gotta finish painting. I put it off way too long already.
Come on.
Life's magic moments are waiting if you'll only try.
Son, let me show you how to swing that bat. Put that off too long, too.
To show them that you care with the time you take to share. So don't ever let the magic pass you by.
It's often life's small moments that bring the greatest memories. Don't let the magic pass you by.
Don't let the magic pass you by.
From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
And now, another fact of Congress. When you were in kindergarten, did you play well with others? How would you grade Congress? Congress deals with many difficult issues, so we should expect some disagreements. But sometimes lawmakers get a little out of hand. Incivility and rudeness make it impossible to get anything done, and when nothing gets done, the government shuts down. The result, bad laws that affect us all. Civility doesn't mean that lawmakers have to agree with each other, just that they should respect each other. Only when lawmakers respect each other will lawmakers find common ground. When you're civil to someone else, good things happen. And that's another fact of Congress.
If you are looking for something to do this weekend, Campus Activities Board is presenting comedian Retta. She has appeared on a variety of popular shows and is scheduled to perform this Saturday in Redwood Hall at 9 p.m. It's sure to be an exciting evening, so make sure you get out there to see her perform.
And make sure you go out and support our AU cheerleaders and dance team next Thursday by watching the game live with the rest of us when the Cavs take on the Nuggets. Tickets can be purchased in the Res Life office located in the Hawkins Student Center.
Here's a quick recap of all the Ashland levies and issues that were passed. And again, congratulations to Barack Obama, our new president. I don't know about you, Britt, but I'm happy the election's finally over. I can finally watch my favorite TV shows. No more interruptions, no more political campaigns.
I agree.
Yeah. So as for Ashland County, let's see, it says that there were 24,577 people that made it to the polls on Tuesday. As for John McCain, he's the one who got Ashland with 60% of the vote. For Attorney General, we have Mike Kreitz with 51.8% of the vote. Representative to Congress in the 5th District was Bob Latta. Congratulations.
And the representative to Congress in the 16th District was Kirk Schuring with just a little over 50% of the votes. And for state senator in the 22nd District is Bob Gibbs. And state issue 5, Ohioans voted yes. And for state issue 6, it was a no. And now that the election has come to a close, we're curious to see how AU students felt about the decision. So we sent our very own TV2 producer, Natina Keys, to ask a student what they thought about Barack Obama as president and what this says about America.
Hi, I'm Natina Keys with Brandon Spencer, who is currently the president of the Black Student Union here at Ashland University. We're going to go ahead and ask him a few questions to get his take on the impact of this election and how he felt about it. So again, first question, Brandon, is how do you feel about the election and the results of the election?
Well, I was very happy about the election. I voted for Barack Obama. I feel very strongly about his issues. I like his issues on trying to stop the war and how he is going to try to recuperate the economy.
Question is, because this was a historical election and Barack Obama is first African American president, what do you think the impact for African Americans?
I think it will really give African Americans around the country hope. Basically, we would still have poverty, we would still have crime, we would still have all the negative stuff that goes on in black and white communities. But Barack Obama being president, what it does is it gives young black men like myself somebody to look up to, other than looking up to basketball players, football players, rappers, and stuff like that. Now we can finally look up and say, well, one day maybe I could be a president, or even not to be that extreme, or one day I could even grow up to be a doctor or something like that, because we don't see that a lot in our community. So it's real good to get a black man up in that position, because it kind of like shattered that ceiling, and it kind of like killed all the excuses that we can make as black people, as saying that we cannot succeed in America, because we can succeed.
Obama being president, do you think that not only has affected the black community and, again, like you said, giving them hope to look up to Barack Obama as being a role model, what do you think that's done for America as a whole?
I believe, if anything, and I hope, honestly, I'm not believe, but I hope that what it does is it stops the stereotypes of black people and white people, because one of the things that was brought up in the campaign was Barack Obama's not black enough, or Barack Obama is too white to be accepted. He's too white to be accepted by the blacks. And so I want that to kind of just kill that whole little notion, because basically I hope it's just a means for American people to finally look beyond skin color, and really realize that we are the same people inside and out. And realize that we are here for the same cause. That's just
Thank you, Brandon. Again, you've heard what this student had to say about this year's election. If you have any comments, feedback, you can email us at tv2@ashland.edu. Thank you. Back to you, Brittany.
Thanks, Natina.
So, what's everyone up to this weekend?
Well, this Saturday, I think I'm going to go see Retta.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
I'll be at the football game on Saturday. Go Eagles.
Okay. Yep, it's senior night, so everyone better show up.
I will actually be spending the weekend in New York City. I am so excited. Going to do some shopping while I'm there.
Nice. I'm jealous. I'm going to be stuck in the library doing homework all weekend.
Not fun.
No.
We would just like to thank our TV2 crew. And if you're interested in helping out with Ashland's TV station, you can email us at tv2@ashland.edu.
Well, that does it for tonight's Ashland Tonight News. Join us again next Thursday at 4:30.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.